I'm in one of the most remote parts of Iceland, if not the whole of Europe, to investigate and spend the night in a hut that has really caught my attention.
Surrounded by a huge glacier, icebergs floating in the lake, and the cleanest air you'll ever breathe, it is the perfect place to wake up, open your shutters, and see on a morning.
But that's if you can last the night.
The Hvítárnes Hut is said to be haunted by the ghost of a woman murdered by a man in an old settlement on this site. Details of the event are not well documented, but there are visible signs of an old settlement right beside the hut. This was believed to have been abandoned after the Hekla volcano eruption of 1104. While researching the area, I spoke to Halldór Gunnarsson, who has spent years investigating stories from Hvítárnes and even wrote his entire university thesis on this one hut. He has sent me translations from old guest books as well as interviews he has conducted with locals who know the legends of this hut all too well. One of the most common paranormal aspects has been experienced by men who have slept in one particular bunk bed. The experience seems to involve being disturbed by the ghost of a woman while sleeping or in a state of awakening. Something else that seems to repeat itself are reports of bizarre dreams that guests have where they describe seeing a woman outside of the hut. She's trying to lead you outside and wants to show you something. Every time she points back towards the hut and you see the face of a man in one of the windows upstairs, and then the dream ends. Is this the ghost of a woman trying to communicate with visitors to show them where her body is buried and revealing the identity of her killer? One story claims up to 28 people were sleeping in the hut and heard a woman trying to climb up the stair ladder to where they were staying on the top floor. They also said they heard footsteps and knocking and pots clanking in the kitchen that night. One of the first stories from the hut came from the first summer of operation in the 1930s when Halldór Gunnarsson, the head of the Icelandic Touring Association, was staying at the hut with an English guest who was said to have changed colour when he saw a woman walking from the hut and then vanishing. In 2009, 20 people all claimed to have been woken by the sound of a chain rubbing against metal in the middle of the night. The downstairs area was empty. Another story going back to the 1980s tells of a lawyer from Keflavik who stayed here. He had never heard the stories of the hut, but had decided to sleep in a tent outside that night camping. He awoke during the night to see a woman in the tent with him and described being able to see the material of the tent through her and her outfit fastened with a chain. Another example of an experience while in a dreamlike state. One experienced mountain climber in 1982 claims to have been dragged from the top bunk 3 times in one night in front of his very own son. Old guest books also reveal interesting stories. One comment from July 1938 simply reads, "Got the ghost." Englishman Francis Gordon Reed wrote in August 1939 simply, "Ghosts." An undated entry in the 1943-1946 guest book sees a bizarrely written note by Lou Costello about seeing the most beautiful woman in the world and how he would murder her if he could not marry her. This note was written on the final page. Was this the entry of someone claiming to be psychic or even possessed by another entity? In August 1959, one entry describes seeing a vision of a woman upstairs in the hut. But the most chilling account comes in August 1979 by tourists visiting the hut from Austria and Switzerland. While the legend of the haunting is well known amongst locals, it is less so with foreign travellers. A man named Dieter is said to have been awoken by the sound coming from upstairs, so went up to investigate, only to be thrown backwards by an invisible force. A second guest, called Janine, also came up and found herself pushed through an upstairs window, ending up on the roof of the hut, and heard a voice downstairs saying what sounded like "Hell it is, Catlin," which made no sense to them. They also described seeing flashes of lights inside the hut prior to this. On the 21st of September 1996, an entry claims that at 3:30 in the morning, footsteps were heard upstairs in the hut, and the sound of furniture being dragged across the floor was heard. A couple spent the rest of the night in their car parked outside. A week later, the Icelandic Touring Association had the hut blessed by Pastor Bjorn, who sensed a presence in one of the downstairs rooms. But just a flick through the guest book, and even the night before my visit, there was another chilling message. As well as doing research for me, Halldór sent me this photograph, which he took outside of the hut. It was a series of several photographs, and nothing seemed unusual at first, but one of them contains this white mist over the ruins outside of the hut. So what is going on here? Is there really a ghostly woman haunting this hut, trying to communicate with people who stay there? Or is this a folklore legend that has got out of control, leading to people inventing stories for a laugh and playing with the minds of others? I start by having a walk around the cabin. Okay, so let's just have a little look around this hut and the surrounding areas. I mean, you've got to admit, sorry about the wind noise by the way, it's very windy in this part of Iceland, but that is the view that you get when you wake up. Just being here, that's amazing. Nobody for miles and miles. No houses, no towns, no villages. This really is one of the most remote places, probably the most remote I've ever been. So I'm just going to show you some of the features. We've got some little rocks just outside here. So there's the hut. You know, it's glowy. Yeah, it's not very big, is it? You wouldn't think you'd get 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms in there, but you do. Nice little stove out here as well, having a bonfire. It's not a bonfire, barbecue, sorry, in the summer nights. And this is when this place really gets used in the summer. And just look at those hills over there. We talked about the volcano earlier, and I think we can just zoom in. And yeah, Iceland is just so volcanic, it's unbelievable. And I can't pronounce any of the names of the volcanoes, don't worry. Again, more stones just out here. And over here is the front of the property. There we see a nice little plaque on the wall there that you can see just there above below the upstairs bedroom window. And got the gas canisters. Remember, no electricity in this place at all, none. I'm just looking to see if there's any animal droppings in the actual grass itself. Yeah, there is. You can see. So animals are coming up here. They're climbing onto here, and that could be something to watch out for. Sorry about this wind, it's so bad. Hope it's not coming out badly on mic. Which is interesting. My theory being, you know, there's got to be everything ruled out before you can say it's paranormal. And just look over here. We'll get out the window a little bit. Just look over there. That's a glacier. And that is how big they are. And there's another one. You can even see it up there, just between the mountains and the sky. We can zoom in. There we go. Look at it. And you know what's really sad is that these glaciers are getting smaller. I wandered over to where the old ruins are, just outside of the back of the hut. This was once a settlement up until the volcanic eruption of 1104. and many people claim to have seen the ghost of a woman standing here.
Okay guys, so first things first, let's just take a little look inside this hut and find out exactly what it looks like on the inside. So here we go. So I'm just coming in the little door there. Put the little bolt on. This is very minimal what you get inside here. So we go in, on the right hand side there's the first little bedroom. There's some books. I think there's been a Lazio. No. It looks like an Italian football club. I don't know who that is. Beds here, of course, to sleep on. I believe this is the bed a lot of people get dragged out of. Again, we're going to check on that later on. So that's the first room at the house. There's a little kitchen here, a little stove, there's a little sink. That bit's out of bounds, just for the staff. And there you go, they knew I was coming. Upstairs, you go up this tiny, it's not really a ladder, it's not really stairs, is it? It's like a... And then we go up. There's just my gear up there. So you've got these kind of like crash mats. And that's what people just put along the floor. They can put their sleeping bags down and they can sleep on them. And then obviously mind you don't drop in the middle of the night. That's a long way down. Probably a leg breaker. So if you're sleepwalking, probably stay downstairs, I'd say. And there's a little front room. What's this for? Again, a couple more mats to lie down on. And that's it really. That's pretty much a walk around of this little hut. Back downstairs we've got this famous guest book. Now this is the one that's got hundreds of reports of paranormal sightings in, and all sorts of experiences that go back. A lot of these are in Icelandic, that one's in German. We've translated a few, but the last one really freaks me out because that was last night. Yeah. Yeah. We can try some stuff in all the rooms tonight. See what's really going down in this place. Okay, so we're going to get some energy levels in this place. As you can see, we're getting 0 at the minute. They've just got the little toys out, the EMF meter, and that might just be the wind. So it's showing 0.00. Have a little look upstairs. Whoa. What was that? Did you see that? There's no electricity in this place. If that was you, do that again. Was that you? Who is that? That should not be happening. There's no electricity in this place. Everything's just gas. The camera, if I have to put it close to the camera, it's not the camera. My mobile phone's not on. There, look. There's some sort of strange energy. And it's not in the same place. It is not in the same place. It just flickered. I'm going to stand still. If that was you, come closer. temperature's fluctuating a bit. This is... oh my god. And then it drops down. What is causing that? What is causing that? And it's gone to 0. It's gone straight to 0. Oh my goodness. Can you do that one more time, please? Thank you. I'm gonna stand where it was before. There is a wind outside. I'm stood exactly where it was before. I'm stood exactly where it was before. If I walk back through here. See, there's nothing here that can... it's nothing electrical, it's all gas. There it goes again. Oh, hang on. There it goes again. I'm gonna try one more time. If that was you, please come and touch this blue thing. Let me just explain how this works. It's measuring milligauss, and that's essentially a form of energy. A lot of people believe that ghosts are energy that haven't moved on, but and this, if you put it next to your television, for example, or a plug in your kitchen, it would measure. Obviously it's got some energy in there, but I'm going back to where it was before and there's nothing. That is so strange.
I spent a few hours checking these levels with no results. But another walk around at 9 PM. These EMF readings are something I have never experienced in 10 years of ghost hunting. An EMF meter is a device used by builders, plumbers, workmen trying to detect electrical power cables. They detect moving electrical charged particles from alternating currents. The results you are seeing are 20 times stronger than the television in your own house, and as powerful as a microwave on full power. The fact that the electro field is moving from one spot to another is also mind-blowing, especially for a wooden hut with no source of electricity. Paranormal investigators use these meters as it is believed that ghosts are made up of energy, which can be detected. I did a short walk around with the thermal imaging camera. Paranormal investigators believe that ghosts produce cold spots, which this camera should be able to pick up, but with no luck.
Hello guys, let's get this properly going then. So, it's a bit of an unusual one this. Normally we'd be in full flow of things by now. It's 11:15 at night. This is Iceland, and this is how they do their nights in the summer, the famous midnight sun. Well, it's 1st of August when we are recording this, so it's not the full midnight sun that you would normally get when you're out here, but certainly it's not going dark too much. I'm told at 1 o'clock it'll get to its peak, and then by 4 in the morning we should get a sunrise around here. So yeah, there's the hut in its full glory. And yeah, we just got the EMF meters out earlier on. Just had a little walk around and wanted to record, just get some levels, just get some sort of idea. And in theory, this is what I'm trying to get through to you. In theory, that's just a wooden hut. There's no electricity in there. There's no Wi-Fi in there. There's no phone signals, there's no telephones in there. It's just a wooden hut with bricks on the side and a roof on. And we were getting levels that were going absolutely crazy off the EMF meter scale, and that's really got my hopes up that we're going to get something in here tonight. And we mentioned animals potentially getting in the way tonight, maybe making some noises. There are some sort of birds you can sort of hear in the distance, and there were some sheep before, but I can't see where they are. They're way over there in the distance, so they're not gonna bother us tonight. See if we can zoom in so we can see how far away those sheep are. They're good. They're not coming over here tonight. There's a river in the way as well. So we had some geese earlier on as well. I was out there by the picnic table just getting some food, and we had some geese. So how do we get here? I know a lot of people, this is probably the first time you've ever heard of this place. I've done a lot of research on it online, and I've wanted to come here for a while. The only way you can get here is really by hire car. You've got to hire a car to get out here. It's a 3.5 hour drive out of Keflavik, which is where I picked the hire car up, so probably about just under 2 hours. Yeah, maybe just under 3 hours from the capital Reykjavik. And Keflavik Airport's a long way out of Reykjavik, as I found it the hard way. So yeah, that's how you do it. You got to get a car, but you make sure you get a 4x4. If you're just picking up like your little Toyota Yaris, your little Mini whatever, you're not going to get out here. A lot of the roads out here are gravel, and you need a car with 4-wheel drive to really get out here. And ideally coming here in the summer. You don't want to be out here in winter because it can be very harsh. Although I quite like the idea of darkness during the day. That would be quite cool. So we're going to go in. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to go in. We're going to do a little bit more investigating in that property. Take some bird over there. It's all marsh and wetlands behind me there. But that's the scenery you get, man. It's you've got to come here, even if you're not into ghosts and stuff. That's the scenery that you're getting out here. So we're going to go in there. We're going to do a little bit more asking out. We're going to see if there's anything going to make contact with us tonight. And then I'm going to try and sleep in the bed. Now we've got a problem. There's no electricity in this place, so we can't just plug these cameras in and record. And we've only got, you know, the memory cards that we've got. We can't just sit all night plugging cameras in, because simply we can't do that. We've only got 2 cameras. We've got this one, and we've got the night vision camera, which I'm sort of not sure whether it's time to switch over yet, because it's not dark enough for night vision. It's only 11:30 at night, not dark enough. So we're going to go in and we're going to just have a little see whether it's worth the changeover. So let's go into the hut. Let's see what the light level is like in here. So you can still see it's not. I'm going to shut this door. Properly in. What's it like? Yeah, I think we can go to night vision. Okay, we're going to go in. So here we go, guys. We are in the supposed haunted hut. Night vision on. But it's difficult. It's a tough one because you can see outside. It's not completely dark, but there's no lights in here. There's no lights, and I've got to be really careful of this tonight Because you can just fall down there. That would be quite nasty. So we're going to start upstairs first of all. First of all, is there anyone in here that wants to make contact with me tonight? I do apologise for all our kit that we got in here, but it's got to be done. As ghost hunters, it's got to be done. You can see outside. Such a beautiful place to wake up and see just how pretty this part of Iceland is. And I will point out that there is some creaky floorboards up here as well. Is anyone in here that wants to come forward? Make a knock. Again, let me just see if we can get the gadgets working again. Is that coming on? There we go. Remember what you did before. Come towards this little plastic box. The one thing I didn't even think about until now is whatever it is, if there is supposed to be something in here, died maybe 1,000 years ago, nearly, would have spoke complete Icelandic. And I'm talking in English. And the Iceland, whenever the first arrivals came to Iceland before the previous millennia, the language they brought over was like a Nordic Norwegian, and it's pretty much unchanged. It's been protected quite well. So yeah. If you're in here, come towards this. You made it light up really, really spectacularly before, and I was really impressed. Ooh, I heard a creak next to my suitcase. That is one thing that we need to, well, it could be me. One thing we need to be careful, this is a hut, this is summer, things warm up, they cool down, they make a creaking sound. Guessing this is the window where the face is being seen from the outside, overlooking the ruins. Still not picking up anything on the EMF. Are you a ghost who was murdered here? Did you die? Maybe not in this hut, but in this area? It doesn't make sense, does it? This picks up electrical magnetic energy, and we're in the middle of Iceland in a remote region where there's no electricity for miles. There's no other people, no other place on the map unless you're looking at glaciers for miles, and yet we were getting such spectacular energy coming through just earlier on in the daytime today. I'm going to walk down to where we were before. doesn't feel right with all that light outside, does it? This is where it was going crackers before. Absolutely crackers. On this exact spot. And we're not doing anything any different. Some novels here to read. Dan Brown. I heard this is your bed. Do you want me to sleep in your bed? See, I'm seeing a bit of a mist, but I don't know, it's not coming out on camera. Might just be my breath, I don't know. As you notice, I've got my big coat on. It's quite cold. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to have a little break from that. I've got some more toys to play with. We'll be back. Okay, we've returned. Got a few more gadgets to play with. And we're in the bedroom where people have reportedly been thrown out of bed. So what we're going to do, so this is what we've got. Now this is very simple, I'm just going to take a seat here. We've got two little balls. Now these are essentially what you could buy for cats to play with. You can buy these for literally a couple of pounds in the UK. But what you do is when you switch them on, you see how it flashes. And cats play with these, cats go crackers over these. You can roll them around and a cat will play with them, but they're so excellent because they can give you an idea when, for the paranormal anyway, when something wants to communicate, they can move them and we can see it'll flash as soon as it's being touched. So I'm just going to switch these on, try and keep them still, and the other one. There we go, so I'm just going to wait till the battery light dies down. Okay, did you see that? All you have to do is touch them and they will flash. Can you please just touch one of the two balls, or maybe both of them? Watch, I'll do it, watch. Do that. You see how they go? Blue, yellow, red. You have a go. There's someone in here tonight. Push them. I don't know how to say that in Icelandic, but not getting any luck. Can I make them move by moving the table? Oh, the table's quite sturdy, but look. There they go. That's all you've got to do. Can you do that? I can bring the EMF meter out as well. You like that? You had a go of it earlier on. Let me switch that on. It was just here when it was going off. Can you come closer? Can you touch the EMF meter? lot of people have stayed in here. They said they've seen you and they've felt your presence. I'm going to put that just on the side there. I can hear some geese actually just sort of squawking around outside. It is a beautiful hut. I like these Icelandic huts. I love the way that the grass goes up the side of them, the way they're quite small and cosy. And if you want to come and stay here, they can lodge up to 30 people in this place. It's crazy, isn't it? You've obviously got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people can... no. 6 people can stay in this room. And then upstairs they've got little mattresses where you can sleep on the floor. But it is fascinating. It really is fascinating, this place, and I've been a fan of it. Oh. What the hell? What the hell? What's it saying? 0.26. Hang on. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Bear in mind, we are not... Okay, just chill. We are nowhere near electricity. This camera is the only source of power that's on. And look, when you go right up close to it, the camera can touch it. The camera, we've tested these. We take these on every ghost hunt. These do not affect it. That's brilliant. 0.04. Can you see? If that was you, if you're in here, yeah, okay. If that was you and you're in here, my heart is racing. My heart is absolutely racing. If you are in here, please come closer to it. Please, I don't know, touch it. What is it saying? 0. This is not normal. I'm not touching it. It's on the table. There's nothing else on this table other than those things there. Can you do that again? That was amazing. As if on cue. As if on cue. What's it saying? Temperature 17.4. It's going down. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not something that can physically be possible in this little place. We are at least, I don't know how far the nearest electrical plug is. It's probably, you know, a good drive away from here. And these EMF meters, they only pick up a small radius of energy, and it's going off just like that. And these are, you know, these are standard EMF meters. Can you come closer and do that again? Okay. Are you female? Are you male? Sorry, if you're female, touch it. Are you male? Okay. I'm guessing that you might have been, I don't know, murdered, or you died in this place, and did you die here? See, it's going on. 1. See, it's gone to like 1.4. It was going on 19 earlier on. So it's like a different amount of energy going through this place. This is unbelievable. I've never in my life, I've been doing this for 10 years, going to some of the scariest places, the scariest castles, pubs, manor houses, underground tunnels, abandoned jails, and now a hut in the middle of Iceland that's supposed to be so haunted. Do that again, please. If that was you, can you... I don't know how they're doing it. Do you touch it? Do what you did before. Come close to it. Stand here. Can you touch the balls? That would be... It's flashing. It's going on and off. That is not normal. That is not normal. Do you want me to stay here? This place is unreal. I don't feel threatened. I say this all the time. But I don't feel that whatever's in here is nasty. I think maybe it's... Can you touch these balls again? Remember these? All you have to do is touch them. And they flash. They light up the whole room. Night vision, they don't come out as very spectacularly, shall we say. I'm in two minds whether I'm sleeping in the car tonight. Just heard a knock. So a lot of people think that we can have mobile phones out here. We don't. You can't get a phone signal for miles around in this place. Are we going to get any more tonight? Let's move on. It's been good so far. I'm enjoying this.
I decided to lie in bed. What you're seeing is sped up footage taken from the night. At a couple of points during the night, I swore I felt the bed moving. It was the mattress on top of the bunk, and it felt like it was sliding a little bit. After a couple of hours on the bunk, I decided to head upstairs and see what that was like. Remember, this was where people have been attacked by an invisible force, as well as even ending up being pushed out of the window and onto the roof. I was startled. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I swore I heard some noises.
Oh guys, sorry about the rough look. What a night. We heard knocking sounds, we've heard all sorts, but probably got about an hour's sleep in this place. We went upstairs after the downstairs bunk bedroom, and we heard the knocking, and I think we found the culprit. Oh, is that you? Something was on the roof, and I think, when I mentioned earlier animals come in here, that's them. Let's just go and take a little look outside. There you go. Oh my god. I've had a party. Another little bird up there. Look how misty it is. Pendle Hill. Silent Hill rather. I think that's where they were. I think they've come up here and they've tried to get on the roof. I did see a flash last night actually, and it was coming from out here. Couldn't see anything. But these are the ruins where the old settlement was up until the volcanic eruption in the 1100s. But this beautiful hut, whether it is haunted or not, I felt there was something possibly in there. If we see more of those things, like geese. You don't get much of a view in the morning, do you? But yeah, Iceland, definitely a place to come. Well guys, if you liked our video from the haunted Iceland hut, then please hit the subscribe button and check out some more of our content. There's much more of that on there and much more to come in the future where that came from. We've got some amazing locations lined up. Thanks for watching.